Hey YouTube, again, apologies for the degu running in the wheel. Yeah. So this is a lag jet. Serial number starts with 06, so it might be a 2006 lag jet, if that makes sense. So I quite like the name. I've had a lag guitar before, it was a Roxanne, and it was damn good. So this is, I bought this one as well. This has been more of a sort of stratty type thing, although someone commented it looks a bit like a halfway between a Brian May's Red Special, which I can sort of see there is something Red Specially shaped about it somewhere, and I'm halfway between that and a Strat. So this is 24 frets. See, it's got cool fret markings, the same as the Roxanne or the Roxette one I had as well. Kind of the sort of small dots get bigger, 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 and then they start getting smaller again. And 24 frets. Strat type bridge, which has been hard-tailed when I got it. I've not actually. There's bits of wood wedged in the back to stop it moving, so I just left it. Yeah. This one has a fender saddle. You can see this was a slightly different shape. I mean, I wasn't going to bother changing that. Got a very thin neck. This is like it's not like an Ibanez RG. It's not the wizard neck, but I've had I can't remember what the other profile was. I had a made in Japan Ibanez, which had a neck like this. So it's really thin, really small. It's like a pure shredder, which is kind of strange since this guitar to me doesn't look like a shreddy guitar. It actually looks a bit like a Godin. I think that's because I think lag are French. Although I'd imagine this will be made in, doesn't say on it, but I'd imagine this will be Korean or Chinese or something like that. But the actual design company's French, and I remember seeing a programme before about French cars, and French cars are kind of designed to look lightweight, like Citroens and stuff, and this is maybe not so much these days because they all look the same. And then like sort of British car was made to look heavy, because it's British and stuff like that. So it's like this has kind of got a Frenchy look, which is maybe why it looks a bit like a Godin. It kind of looks lightweight. That's quite lightweight. Not bad. Jack's in the bottom. So I got this without pickups in it, and the guy before me had mashed up the pick guard, cut out the holes a little bit differently. So I kind of they're not as well cut out as I would normally do. But I'd imagine this was probably a single to start with. So instead I've got a Strat pickup in the middle here. I've got a super heavy metal neck humbucker in there, and I've got a telly bridge pickup in here. My thinking there was, wow, you never see telly bridge pickups, pure amazing, and you never see it on any other type of guitar. So here you go, you've got like a telly Strat and a Les Paul, sort of. Volume and a tone with a new switch, which I've just invented. I've never seen before anywhere. This one has a 3-way switch, partly because I couldn't find a 5-way switch in my parts box, but it actually worked out better this way because it made invented this switch. Right, so when you've got this switch in this position, this is a 3-way lever. If you've got this switch in this position, you use the bridge pickup and one of the coils on the humbucker. So you've got like your telly sounds. Yeah, so telly bridge pickup. Neck single coil. That's a really powerful pickup, that one. Both on, so you get the so that's be using this wee mini switch. So put the mini switch in the middle, it makes this a humbucker, so you've got basically the 3-way switch goes between the humbucker and the telly and the bridge, so you get the bridge pickup still the same. Then you get the neck pickup. Then in the middle you've got the humbucker and the telly. Yeah, so use a switch, you can get this. Actually switching this from a humbucker to a single coil. Yep, and then the third way on this wee switch, you push it down the way, it adds in the middle pickup, makes the middle pickup permanently on, and it splits the humbucker. So in what would be the bridge position, you get Strat position 2. So that's Just pick up on its own. That's adding in the middle one. But then in the neck position in there you get this, you get strap position 4. And in the middle you get all 3 pickups on. So that gives you 8 sounds out of this guitar. The reason I wasn't that keen doing this is you can't get the middle pickup on its own. So up when you've got it on, you've got it in parallel with whatever's on this switch. So you can't get the middle pickup on its own. But that's what the 9th sound would be. So you only get 8. So I'll make some noise. Rat pedal, that's my favourite. Let's back down. Both these on. Neck pickup, single coil. That's a humbucker. Humbucker and single. It's a good sound. Strap modes, so we've got these 2 on. Strap position 4. All in one. Maybe clone and lip pedal. Bus pedal. there. But that's because I just put these strings on it. That's alright. There you go, it was the G slipped. But apologies again, that was the strings I put on it, which are, I didn't have any other ones, so they're these ones, and they come in at I think £1.9 a packet. So if you put decent strings on it, these are like the ones you get on like a cheap guitar when you buy it new. They work. I was kind of just using them just to set it up, but I don't actually have any other strings, so kind of, I wish with the lictors on it would sound 10 times better. But I mean, this guitar has a ridiculously low action, and it doesn't choke out anywhere. Luckily I bought this guitar with the intention of fixing it and selling it, so I'm just not even considering keeping it, no. So for selling purposes, it's got a couple of chips there around about the neck pocket where the finishes off. It's not cracks or anything like that, it's just like the actual plastic coatings chipped off. I could only find one of those string trees, so it doesn't really need one for the middle two strings, but the fact that there's a wee hole there is really annoying. So if there wasn't a wee hole there, I wouldn't bother. But these rollers, I'll have a look in my parts bin and see if I can find another one. It seems strange that it would only have one because it normally comes in packs of two, but they're like £1.50 for two of them if you get them from China. And if you want to fit one, all you do is just, there's even a hole there already for it. You just put the screw in, screw it in, done. Apart from that, there's not really much else to complain about. As I said, I mean, if I'm being critical, which I'm always critical, it does have one odd saddle which says Fender on it, but it's pretty much the same as the other ones, it just says Fender. The trem is blocked off with blocks of wood. I do have a back plate for it, which I'm going to have to cut to fit in a little bit because it's actually recessed. So just this doesn't quite fit, but I'll make it fit. But neck, good, no damage in the back of the neck or the frets, all the way up, really good low action. So it's a shredder's guitar, even though having the Telecaster pickups, it doesn't really work. So it's a wee bit, this isn't, if I was cutting that from scratch, the hole had already been gouged. I don't know what the guy used. I think he used pliers to take the previous picket. I don't know even what it was he had in there, but it wasn't, it was cut badly. And so was this one, and that one there wasn't, so it's alright. So three-way switch, three-way malko switch. When it's up, you've got two single, you've basically got a Telecaster. In the middle you've got a Telecaster with a humbucker in the neck, and in this position you've got a Telecaster with a permanently on middle pickup. Rock and roll.